Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for November 29th through December 5th, or whenever you happen to fall upon this reading. You're going to find it whenever you're meant to. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up. Keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, November 29th through December 5th. One more shuffle here. Alrighty, let's get right on into it, my dears. First card coming up for Libra is the Magician. Okay, this is a major arcana card. Anytime major arcana cards come up, we're coming into a significant new chapter in our life. It's something that the things that you're dealing with are directly connected to what you came here to experience and what you came here to master in this life. So when we're at these major arcana moments, you can't fail as long as you keep going. This is a time that you're going to have a lot of angels and guides around you because they're here to support you and help you with your learning, with your release, with your accomplishment. Now, the Magician card can indicate Gemini or Virgo energy. So if you have a Gemini or Virgo placement, there could be really big changes or really big shifts happening for you in those houses or in that area of your life. Okay. Also, some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or with a Virgo in a situation that is like a big crossroads for you. But you guys know that in the weekly forecasts, I like to focus on you and less on other people. So with the Magician card coming up here, this is going to be the energy of manifestation. Okay, it's going to be the energy, as they say, as above, so below. You're beginning to pull from the element of air into the element of earth, into the physical realm. You'll be seeing a lot of confirmations when the Magician card comes up. You may be seeing repeating angel numbers. You may be seeing repeating signs. You may be seeing repeating spirit animal kind of stuff. So your angels and guides are trying to let you know, hey, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. You're on the right path. Libra, Spirit just gave me a message. Spirit showed me a stink bug. So to me, when I see a stink bug, Spirit is saying that this is a time that you're really kind of blooming spiritually. Like your spiritual gifts, your spiritual abilities, you're really tapping into a very powerful spiritual side of yourself, and this can make you very vulnerable to negative energies. So it's super important that you're doing some kind of grounding and shielding and cleansing on a regular basis. It's going to be a good time for you to figure out your spiritual hygiene. The same way I'm sure you guys will shower and clean your body physically, you're going to want to think about some ways that you can have some spiritual cleansing happening and some spiritual kind of defense here. So prayer, meditation, shielding, grounding, cord cutting. Maybe you want to smudge, use incense and a feather or a paper plate or a paper fan or whatever you have available to you. Maybe you want to light some sage or some frankincense and or copal and just go through and do smudging in your space either daily or once a week, whatever you feel is necessary. Libra, this is a time that I feel you guys are opening up and really getting in touch with your psychic gifts, your psychic abilities, your healing gifts, your healing abilities. There's an element of the Magician that comes in with awakening, seeing through the illusion, right? Seeing through the smoke and mirrors. That's where I feel like you're at. And some of you are seeing through people around you. And you're almost like you have x-ray vision and you're seeing through to their soul. And some of you are like, whoa, I never realized, I've been friends with this person my whole life, or this is, family that I've been around my whole life, but I feel like some of you are looking and you're seeing the darkness inside of them. And there's different levels of darkness. Darkness doesn't necessarily mean somebody who is malicious or somebody who wants to hurt people. Somebody can be dark or be in the darker energy, but not have like that ill intention. I feel like some of you, however, are like, wow, this person has ill intention. Like this is not like this is somebody I have to be cautious with. I have to be careful with. So I feel like some of you are even beginning to distance yourself from certain people because you're waking up and you're seeing through their mask, or you're seeing through the way that they're putting themselves out there in the world, and you're like, oh no, you don't have me fooled. I didn't see it before, but I see it now. So again, this is another instance in which maybe you're like doing cord cutting, grounding yourself, shielding yourself. When I'm saying this, don't panic. You know, when Spirit brings messages like this, Spirit brings messages to say this is what can be done to protect yourself, right? So you're okay. You're all right. There's no need to panic. There's no need to be in fear. This is a way that you can be proactive, right? And protect your energy and claim your energy. Okay, your very little delicate buds that are blossoming and opening up, and you're coming into this realm as like light workers, as mystics, as psychics, as intuitives. That doesn't mean that you're all gonna go out there and start reading tarot cards and doing energy healing. Some of you might, but a lot of you might use your light and your gift in a different way, right? With another talent or another interest, whether it's art or medicine or sciences, inventions, inventing things, right? However it is that you're leaving a mark. The next card that's coming up here, Libra, is the Five of Wands. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Sometimes when I'm reading the cards and the energies, as I'm reading the energy, I get ahead of the cards. Five of Wands can mean conflict. Okay? Five of Wands can mean conflict. So in saying this, yes, it can be for some of you an actual conflict with people around you, right? A disagreement. And as I said, some of you are seeing through the people around you and you're like, ooh, this person's kind of, I might want to stay away, right? Some people around you might be showing their true colors. The Five of Wands kind of lets us know that this is like, you're not going to get anywhere in this fight if you keep fighting with them. Like they're not gonna back down. In other words, they're not gonna back down. They're not gonna see the right of their wrong. Like you're battling all the way, and it's just gonna keep going. This isn't someone who's gonna bow down or back out and say, okay, you know what, Libra, you talked some sense into me, you got me. They're not gonna come around when we see Five of Wands. For some of you, it can be an internal conflict. Like on one hand, you're seeing what you should be doing, but you're like, oh, but I don't know. I don't know if it's time. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to take the steps, or I kind of feel bad to distance myself from this person or that person. It can be an internal conflict. But for the majority of you, as I said, you're coming into your light. You're coming into your spiritual connection. And so this is that little stink bug came and said, you know, start protecting yourself because you may have a lot of negativity coming at you. Okay? But you can shield yourself and you can avoid it. You can put yourself in that bubble with God, with the angels, with Holy Spirit, with whoever it is that you walk with, to basically say, you know, I'm going to disconnect. I'm not going to get into the fighting. I'm not going to get into the arguing. Right? I'm not going to let this negative energy come in and bring me down. So this is like a spiritual battle. Some of you are coming into a time of a spiritual battle. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Okay? I have a Libra placement. I'm not a Libra sun. But one of the reasons why I've been so inconsistent with posting videos, I'm coming out of a severe spiritual battle. And it was intense. It was intense. I'm just glad to be here is all I can say. But I feel like a lot of the people who are connecting with that light, who are here to help, are going to be experiencing these negative energies trying to discourage you or pull you into depression or create chaos into your life, but you can overcome it. You will be okay, but you have to stay in that vibration, right? So think, what are some ways that you can bring some good energy into your environment, into your space? Some of you are like, oh, Amethyst, what can I do? I'm not allowed to burn incense where I live, or I live with other people and they're not going to be okay with me doing that. You can do it through prayer, through visualization. You can do it through music, playing high vibrational music or music that is bringing love or has some spiritual significance for you. It's not the end of the world if you can't light sage or if you can't light incense. You can use crystals. You can set intention. Okay, but you have to think about what's going to work for you and keep your vibration high. Keep yourself connected. Keep yourself in that spiritual connection. The next card that's coming up here for Libra is the Eight of Wands. So the good thing is that whatever the situation is, Eight of Wands lets you know it's going to be over quickly. And that in this process, you're going to break out of blocks. You're going to break out of any kind of energetic bondage, right? When we see the Eight of Wands, the blocks are over. They're behind us. And now we can expect for things to move along and for things to happen rather quickly, right? The delay is over. We're moving along and we're moving very quickly here when we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands can also indicate that you are traveling or moving towards that which you are passionate about. You may be making some kind of shift or change and you're really excited about where you're putting your attention, where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your focus, right? Some of you might be going into early retirement and you're starting to make your plans and deciding, what you're going to be doing with this time, how you're going to be making a change, or how you're going to be creating, or how you're going to be fulfilling some dream or some interest that you haven't had a chance to do. It could be a career change. It could be a move. It could be manifesting a relationship for some of you. But it's like delays are over and now we're moving along. We're moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Next card coming up for you lovely Libras is the Strength card. And this is a Major Arcana card. Anytime, as I said, Major Arcana cards come up, significant change, significant new chapter. And the Strength card is going to be here, a card having to do with strength, obviously, but embracing vulnerability. If you've been doing something where you've been trying to find a partner, whether you're trying to find the perfect roommate to move in with, or you're trying to do something in terms of a business and you're trying to find the right partner or the right investor, the Strength card will come up to tell me this particular thing that you're working on, you're meant to do by yourself. You're meant to do this by yourself. You're not meant to be doomed to walk the earth alone forever. Let me clarify that. Don't get depressed. Don't get discouraged. But whatever you're working on, Spirit has chosen you to do it. And Spirit needs you to do it in your way, in your energy, without the influence of somebody else, without somebody else's fingerprint on it or signature on it. It's meant to be done in the way that only you can do it. So some of you might be really frustrated because you're like, oh, I realize that I'm tapping into my spiritual gifts and abilities, but I'm having the hardest time finding a teacher that I can work with. I'm having a really hard time finding a spiritual teacher. That is because my dears and my darlings. Some people might get mad at me that I'm saying this, but it's the truth. We are leveling up. We're in a time of evolution as a species of humans. And we're going to evolve with technological advancements. We're going to accomplish some miraculous things in the near future here with technology and science. But we're also evolving spiritually. There is a spiritual aspect of human beings. And we're figuring out what that is. And we might be figuring out that God is not a Santa Claus in the sky, taking names and, showering down blessings and issuing punishments. We will come into consequences based on our behavior, based on our action. And God is something that we might understand more scientifically as a life force, as some intelligence out there. And I'm not saying God is an alien. Don't come for me in the comments. And if you believe God is an alien, I'm not telling you not to believe that. But we're going to have an understanding of what God is. We're going to have an understanding of what is keeping life going on this planet. And we're each going to realize that we have the ability to tap into it. And so the way that we do things spiritually is going to change. The same way that you're on the internet right now, chances are 100% of you that are watching this video did not come onto the internet through a dial-up modem where you put an AOL CD-ROM and like a little CD drive in a desktop computer. Chances are you came onto the internet in a very different way to watch this video, because technology has advanced. So the way we're doing things spiritually is going to be advancing. It's not going to be the same as the old order. Yes, those things are beautiful to know, and those traditions are beautiful to know and to observe and to have respect for. But you're figuring out right now how to connect in a very new way. You're feeling your way through into the new connection, the new vibration, and you're going to get it down and you're going to master it, and then you're going to be able to help or teach others. But this is something that you're going to do with your energy without you being molded or influenced. Strength card can also indicate coming out of your comfort zone, embracing your vulnerability, going out into the unknown, uncharted territory, and realizing that you are conquering. You are victorious, and that along the way you may even be picking up some allies here, some protectors, some defenders. Okay? If you've been struggling and discouraged because it's been hard to find people who are loyal, people who have your back, the Strength card can say that we're going to manifest this loyalty by being loyal to ourselves, not giving up on ourselves. Maybe you feel like you kind of come last place here. You do so much for other people, but when you need something, they're not being supportive of you. They're not having your back. Because maybe some of you Libras have been a little too self-sacrificing. And you put your needs on the back burner. Okay, I got to focus on this right now. Or I got to help this person or do this for that person. But when you come into the energy where you're like, I'm not giving up on myself. I'm going to see this through. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to be loyal to myself. You're going to find that you start to call in the friends, the connections who have your back and who are protective of you, who believe in you, who support you, because that's the relationship you have with yourself. So many of you are going on this journey right now that you're manifesting loyalty. You're manifesting commitment. You're manifesting that ride or die kind of energy. The next card that's coming up for Libra is the Ace of Wands. Now, Ace of Wands, oops, that's a hot flame. Ooh, my poor little finger. Ace of Wands is going to be here taking hold of an opportunity. Okay? Some opportunity coming in that you might, for me in my readings, Ace of Wands is like you might be tempted to turn it down because you're like, oh, it's just a little branch. It's this tiny little branch. But me, woo, I've got my vision. I'm seeing orchards. I'm seeing trees and trees and trees as far as the eye can see. I don't have time for a little branch. Okay? But that orchard started somewhere. It started somewhere. And so for me, the Ace of Wands is like, it seems like it's not a big deal, but it's going to open a big door. It's going to grow into something bigger and something more. And because it's being shown to us by wands, we know that the growth is going to happen very quickly. We're not talking about years and years and years. And it's not for you to figure out how it's going to happen. If all of a sudden miraculously that orchard is going to come in, or you're going to start planning and somebody's going to say, oh my gosh, did you hear? There's an initiative for the environment. There's a grant right now. If you apply and you're trying to do orchards, you can get a bunch of trees. You know, like I'm just giving an example, like something that can happen that like aligns it. But it starts with one thing. So it's not your place to figure out how it's going to happen or how it's going to unfold. It can unfold in a lot of different ways, but it's for you to take action. It's for you to take action and to seize the opportunity. I feel that some of you have been putting something off for a really long time. And maybe you've been wanting to talk to somebody in terms of a subject or conversation that you've been putting off, that maybe is not an easy conversation to have. But I feel the conversation is also directly linked with you figuring out what you want to do and how you want to move forward. So maybe you're trying to figure out what somebody in your life is wanting or where they're headed. Are they happy? Are they unhappy? And you might want to be talking about how you're going to move forward, how they're going to move forward. Or you've been wanting to approach your boss or your company with an idea that you have or a request to move up. I feel like it just feels like an uncomfortable situation. Maybe for some of you it's in your personal life. Maybe there's somebody you feel like you have unfinished business with. But you're just more in this energy of like, gosh, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. Ace of Wands is, I feel like, even though this is telling you don't let the opportunity go by and go ahead and do this, have this conversation, start figuring out what you want to do and how you want to move forward. Even though you're being told not to turn it away, I also feel like the feeling of needing to do it is becoming so strong that eventually you're just going to be like, I just have to know. I just have to know. And you're approaching the situation. So I feel like a lot of you are getting ready to have a conversation that's really going to impact your future. That's really helping you figure out if you want to go left or right. It's going to help you make a decision. You Libras, you guys get a bad rap as being indecisive, but you're not indecisive. You will sit there and you will think about a situation from every angle and every situation, because you always want to do the right thing and you want to make the best decision and you want to think about anything that, you haven't considered before. Like, you want to make a decision in its totality. So even though it might take a Libra a while to make a decision, when a Libra does decide, they're very sure. And I feel like this conversation is going to help you do that, so that you're moving forward confidently. You're moving forward with intention and focus and certainty. You're not looking over your shoulder with what if. Libra, you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Love videos for December are linked in the description. Thank you all for watching. Take care.